On July 3, 2024, southern China was hit by record-breaking heavy rains with catastrophic consequences. Particularly devastating was the breach of a dam on Dongtinghu Lake, China's second-largest freshwater lake. It caused instant flooding of downstream cities and huge human and economic losses. After water levels stabilized on both sides of the collapsed dam, rescue teams began pumping out water Saturday afternoon, according to China's state media. China Central Television reported that the 226-meter-long dam on Dongtinghu Lake in Hunan Province was breached, leading to the evacuation of 7,600 residents. The disaster began at Dongtinghu Lake in Hunan Province, which is a tributary of Lake Poyanghu. Dongtinghu is located on the Hanjiang River, a tributary of Poyanghu. On the morning of July 6, the water level of Dongtinghu rose rapidly after record rainfall in the upper reaches of the Hanjiang River. Around 11 a.m., the dam on the Dongtinghu broke and huge masses of water rushed downstream, causing a historic disaster. The flooding instantly engulfed the towns around Poyanghu Lake. In Zhujiang City, Jiangxi Province, the water level rose more than 5 meters in a matter of minutes, flooding the roofs of two-story buildings. In just 10 minutes, the entire city was underwater, and many people died. Residents panicked as they tried to escape, many losing their homes in this historic tragedy. The force of the flooding was terrifying. The water level almost instantly exceeded 5 meters. This was a record high in the history of Poyanghu Lake. The flood inundated not only cities, but also farmlands and factories, causing tremendous damage. Imagine the reality of the water level rising more than 5 meters in an instant. It is truly a hellish picture. The water reached the roofs of two-story buildings. Many residents were trapped on the rooftops waiting to be rescued. Sadly, many lives were lost before rescuers arrived. A huge number of people lost their homes and were forced to move to shelters, where many remain to this day. The flood inundated the entire city in just 10 minutes. Residents, having lost the opportunity to escape, panicked. Many tried to take shelter on rooftops or elevated areas, but not all were able to do so in time, resulting in many casualties. Overnight, the transportation system was paralyzed. Roads and railroad tracks were flooded, and many cars were underwater. Traffic was temporarily suspended, making it impossible to travel by land. Logistics networks were destroyed, causing a halt in the supply of goods and immense chaos. The complete collapse of the supply chain led to severe shortages of goods. Shortages of food, water, medicine, and other essentials occurred, leaving many residents in dire straits. The government sent humanitarian aid, but the vastness of the affected area made it extremely difficult to provide for all residents. The flooding brought cities to a standstill. Electricity, gas, and water supplies were interrupted, and many stores and businesses were forced to close. Schools were also closed, severely affecting the lives of children. The human cost of the flooding is enormous. At the moment, the number of dead and missing is estimated at several hundred people. Rescue teams are making every effort to search, but due to the vastness of the affected area, it is extremely difficult to find all the missing. Economic losses are estimated at hundreds of billions of yen. Farmland, factories, and infrastructure have been significantly damaged. Recovery will take a long time. The Chinese government has announced support for the affected areas, but the huge costs raise concerns about the budgetary burden. The flooding was the result of unprecedented downpours hitting southern China. From July 6 to 7, record rainfall fell in Guangxi, Hunan, Anhui, and other provinces. In some places, more rain fell in a few days than normally falls in a month, causing rivers to overflow and landslides. The Poyanghu Lake Dam breach was the most devastating flood since the 1998 disaster. Back then, more than 3,600 people died, more than 1,400 were missing, and economic losses exceeded 250 billion yen. The current flooding could surpass those figures, dealing a serious blow to China's economy. The faces of people fleeing the floods are a mixture of despair and hope. People waiting for rescuers to arrive, hoping to be reunited with their families, worried about their future. All these emotions could be seen in the affected areas. The Chinese government is rushing to provide aid to the affected areas and begin reconstruction work. However, due to the scale of the disaster, reconstruction will take a long time. We can only hope that the lives of those affected will return to normal as soon as possible. The Poyanghu Lake Dam breach caused massive damage to southern China. The disaster reminded us once again of the power of nature and human vulnerability. It emphasized the importance of strengthening disaster prevention and daily preparedness to ensure that such tragedies do not recur in the future. Our hearts are with those affected by this terrible disaster. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel for further updates. We wish you safety and prosperity during these difficult times. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.